The Lord Justice King Tut. I'm talking about every last one of these operatives of this old faulty Bureau of Investigation. They the faulty Bureau of Investigation. The faulty Babylons. FBI. The faulty Babylonian entities. That's what they are. The FBI. The faulty Babylonian entities. Is finna get apprehended by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. They're getting handcuffed. They're getting indicted. They gotta go. Every last one of them. When you get to the point that you will send your own young copies of you to come down here and do all that old blueprint stuff of that Masonic Eastern Star blueprint that they've been doing. They got copies of the stuff, so they gonna keep practicing it. All of them, every last one of them got copies of this stuff. It's like their little Bible, the little blueprint. They go and read it and try to see what they can use up in there to destruct somebody. Y'all look at all that land behind y'all. Look at all that land with their buildings on it. Look at that land with their buildings on it. As far as you can see, this is my grandmother's, Augusta McCoy's great grandfather's land. It was a ranch. It was a ranch. This land had cows and horses on it. I'm talking about this was before they renamed the city Meridian. You feel me? This is like in the early 30s, 20s and 30s that this land was to be inherited to me. All the way from my grandmother, my oracle godmother, Augusta McCoy, you feel me, great grandfather, you feel me? The great grandfather, this was his land. And then it was inherited down to right to the father. And right there, something happened to the father. And then they took this land through the inheritance. That's how they've been doing. They've been stripping us out the way and stealing our inheritances. All this land belongs to Augusta McCoy because her father, whatever happened to my great grandfather, you feel me? I don't know what happened, but it switched right there, and then they took it, and you know, Jesus was hung on a magnolia tree. You know, Jesus Christ was hung on a magnolia tree. You know that, right? And they named this school Magnolia. Do you feel me? They named the school Magnolia School because Jesus was hung on a magnolia tree. Huh. I should know, I was there. You feel me? And Velma Park is where the wise prophet Abram had bought have it's deep, bro. Like it was inherited to the first. The first inherited to the second, and then the second it got entangled by the second, and then it supposed to came to the third, baby Jacob. It supposed to came to baby Jacob. But it never did. They stamped all this stuff on this land. This land supposed to be a ranch. It was a bunch of ranch houses, people staying on here for the purposes of livestock and stuff. So that blueprint was built way back in the old days. These blueprints were built back in the 1800s. Confirmation. This land belonged to my oracle grandmother, Augusta McCoy, rightfully. But now here go the courier, here go Grandma Augusta right here. So who it belonged to really now? The grandson. And something telling me that that Grandma Augusta talked to the will lawyer, the one that was gonna read the will and hand the money out to all the children and stuff and the grandchildren, and she told this lawyer about this land. And she said that land belonged to me, and if we can get Will JC, cause little Will is JC. The land belonged to Will. It don't belong to nobody else. This land belonged to Will because it belonged to me. It belonged to my great grandfather. So City of Meridian split it up with Magnolia School, and they, you know what I'm saying, built all this stuff upon the ranch land that is mine, the farmland. Like they really, I'm talking about, bro, the secrets are finna come out so deep and big. You see what I'm saying, y'all? This is how this is really working of this lagoon that was set deeply inside of my conscience, my inner source, because this is my afterlife. The whole afterlife is mine, and then ours, not theirs, ours, me, we, Milky Way. Me, we, Milky Way. Come on, man. Zebulon. They gotta go to prison. They finna go to prison, boy. They finna go to prison forever. They're gonna be trying to sit in front of the parole board and act nice. Yes, sir, I'm rehabilitated. I really want to get out there and be with my wife and da-da-da-da-da. And you ain't got no wife no more. You ain't got nothing no more. You're never gonna get parole. Never. You gotta do 25 years before you even be eligible for parole. And you know, in federal, you only get 5% off your time. But if you get 25 to life, it's over. And I'm talking about I don't care how much they snitch. The snitch is the one that tell on each other. They gonna get 15 to life. The only ones that's gonna get like 10 years and 5 years is the ones that really honestly did not know what they was doing. And you know what I'm saying? They was forced into it, but still, you still had the strength to die about it. I died many times to get this done. And I'm back again. So you don't trust in Father Lord Almighty. Many of these people could have been like, that ain't right. I'm finna talk to somebody. But the whole city had this locked, because this whole city is chained by the warlocks and the Wiccas. The Masonic warlocks and the Eastern Star Wiccas. The whole city is chained by it. And then they got the nerve to keep trying to slime to the very end. So that let it know that Father has took the dome off and it's fully alien. It's full galaxy, it's full alien. We're floating through space, full alien. The dome is off. Father Lord Almighty is here himself. They going to prison. I want all of them in prison, I'm telling you now. And if you ain't going to prison, down here on this surface, we gonna put you in that prison. I'm here to put you in that prison tonight. I promise you. I'm the ultimate Grand Master, Baby Yoda. I'm the ultimate Grandmaster, Baby Yoda. I'm the real Luke, Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader. Fact. Promise you that. I'm the real prodigal son. S-U-N. And then y'all got the nerve to keep trying to do this operative bull stuff against somebody. And think you're gonna get away with it. The international sweep is here. The international sweep is here, I'm telling you. That's when you're gonna see hundreds getting handcuffed. Hundreds of this synagogue. This is all ordered by the Galactic Republic of the Father, Lord Almighty himself. Father, Lord, all are higher, the most high God of all. He done signed that order, that is ultimate supreme executive order. Every last one of them going to prison. They're going to lose all that stuff. All the kids going to orphanages. All this stuff is going everywhere it's supposed to go. And they will be there for the rest of their days. While we be out here experiencing life beyond death. We're going to experience abundant life beyond death. Because we're in the dead. This is a big graveyard. The whole surface is a graveyard. But they got to get what they deserve. And I'm talking about it's going to be hundreds. And it's confirmed, like I told you, that reincarnated Tesla character, Elon Musk rat, the reincarnated Tesla bum, energy stealing bum, Tesla reincarnated into Elon Musk rat. You know, Elon Muskrat was the founder of the witches and the Hivites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, and Jeff Bezos. Them two right there, them were the two kings of the Bible, the two demonic kings, because they put themselves up on a statue as if they're kings, but they're not kings. They're not even princes. They're just a bunch of aliens that reincarnated. They're a bunch of energy balls that came back to this. They're viruses in our astral projection. They're two energetic viruses that and got up in here and started making all these skin-wrapped entities. Oh. We're the God in light, bro. I'm baby Jesus. I'm the real Jesus. You get how you gonna take me away from me? That don't make no sense. I've been doing this lifetime after lifetime, century after century. I've been dying. I've been dying on this surface before my time, and then I go right down into the Egyptian cells. The Egyptian cells of Tefet, and I have to sit there 450 years to come back and get it done again. I'm talking about a real 450 years I have to sit in that cell. Because I'm the most dangerous deity upon this entity surface. And they done hurt us so many times. They done so much darkness. Now they're igniting evil. They're trying to ignite their evil. Because see, we're telling the truth. As soon as I said anything about Elon Muskrat, which is you spell Elon backwards, he's the Nole of the muskrat. Spell Elon backwards, N-O-L-E. He's a Nole of the muskrats. The rat packs. And they got the frogs, the pigeons, the reptilians. And they got the nerve to practice alien. It's all alien. They're aliens. They showed their hand. They showed that we're the extraterrestrials and they're the aliens. They showed it. That's why God said in the scriptures, Father, Lord Almighty said in the scriptures, he let them open up their book first. He allowed them to open up. Father could have destroyed all of them at one time with one finger. He could have one pop. He could have made all of them disappear and got rid of them. But Father allowed it because they gonna be punished severely. I'm talking about all the way. We gonna kill their spirit. We're killing their spirit that resides in the flesh. That means with public scrutiny, with being on the news. Look at, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about with the most rotten, dishonorable name being brandished upon them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be on the news getting handcuffed by the droves and be all up in court. And then, bro, they all going to be up in that cell, all up in the penitentiary, them underground penitentiaries, slaying each other. That's, purge, the purge, the internal purge. What's Amon? What's Amon? What's Amon? Period. And they ain't gonna get away neither. They can't jump in no U-Haul, or they can't jump in no vehicle and try to get away. Where you gonna go in the space ark? You can't even get away if you do a Judas move and hang and put yourself on a rope. You can't even do a Judas move because you gonna leave this third dimension, but you gonna wake up in the other side. And when you wake up in the other side, it's gonna be just like this. But it's going to be judgment day. It's going to be real serious around you. We're going to put you up in GTA. We're going to put you up in the real GTA. And I'm telling you, when them little Ogoons, them little Eli's, them little Elijahs, and them little Michelangelos, Big Michael, Big Elijah, Big GTA, Big Thoth, let me tell you something. When we put you in that real GTA game, you going to feel every bit of it. What? The scripture said the wicked and evil will feel the second death. This is the first death. This death itself. We're in the graveyard. We're in the dead. But the second death is when you come outside. When you come out of this third and come outside. And when we put you outside, we're going to put a third on you. We're going to put a third on you, but you're going to be in the full PS5 GTA. I'm telling you. Through your eye, you're going to see it as third, but I'm talking about it's full GTA. The God's going to, I'm telling you, nonstop chase you down, and you're going to feel it. And then you're going to wake up again every time, and you're going to just keep running. And you never get away. You're going to wake up every day just to fall. You're going to get up every day just to fall. Period. I'm talking about Father going to do that to you until he get tired of doing it. And then he just going to toss you in the lake of fire. Let me tell you something. Father going to put you in a third dimensional realm and throw you in a real fire. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Just like we threw your ascended masters. All them clouds got real third dimensional bodies, and they're all in the lake of fire now. Confirmation. Stop playing. I'll never forget when they really sat back. Now, let me tell you what they're doing on this one. So, It's a strong possibility, which there ain't no possibility to it. God manifested it. I'm finna get out of here. It's time. Even though this is all my land, I'm still finna push on and get out this wilderness. It's time to be inside and have a home, have a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? They forced me into this. I didn't force me into this. I'm coming off that tomb right there, that top right there, going and bird bathing every day and walking up to that car wash every day to wash cars, detail cars, every day. And then they send the demonic entity on the demonic message over to the car wash. Now the car wash is full of frog people trying to do evil eye, trying to throw fiery darts, trying to mock and scorn my sacred holy name, and trying to slime me into a shot or handcuffs, when they're supposed to be helping me to lift myself up and put me out from outside into inside. They're not doing that. They wanted me right here so they can practice, do sorcery, do dark magic, do all these things that they were trying to do. And let me tell you something. They didn't want me here, but then when it's time for me to go, they trying to keep me from leaving. You get what I'm saying? Just like they did in cities, just like at Wichita, Kansas, when I told Deja, my so-called daughter, you feel me? You ain't my freaking daughter. You would never be my daughter. My grandmother is finna be my new daughter. You understand? But you sat there and you know you came out my seed, and you gonna turn around and act like I'm lower than your friends, like I'm just old. Like old man just sitting there and y'all playing me like a sucker. The whole time I'm over here recording everything y'all were doing to me. But I was still living on. I was still doing good. And Father said that day, said, I'm finna get you out of here. Deja is trying to set you up to get you shot. Your own daughter is trying to set you up to get you shot. Up in here. And then they gonna jump and leave this apartment and disappear. You know what I'm saying? And then I told Deja, I said, listen, Deja, what is your problem with me? You don't even treat me like I'm your dad. Well, come on, man. I know you my dad. What are you talking about? I said, man, let me tell you something. Whatever you pledged in with Deja, I said, you shall reap what you sow. I said, Deja, I feel like you don't even want me here. I said, if you don't want me here, Deja, I'm leaving. Don't you leave. You ain't going nowhere. Deja did not want me to leave. You feel me? She did not want me to leave. But now she would treat me so bad that it was hard for me to even stay, even in my daughter's house when she begged me to come to Wichita, Kansas. I spent all that money to get to Wichita, Kansas to be with the so-called daughter, and that daughter was a straight federal operative. So don't give me all that old this and that, dad, you my dad. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't have no kids. I'm finna have kids. I don't have no kids, and I'm finna have kids. My kids, my children. You know what I'm saying? And then that day, Father said she left because they were finna try to come back with a gang of niggas and crowd the whole house and take my piece and push me outside. And Father said, let's go right now. Let's go right now. Don't even pack none of that stuff. Just grab your backpack and grab you a couple pair of underwear, grab you a couple pair of socks, and let's go. I left everything in that closet that I accumulated. By the time Deja got back to that house in Wichita, Kansas, I was in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, nigga. Don't fucking play with me. And the next day, I walked, that night, I walked all the way to the Oklahoma City airport. I walked like about 3 miles, about 4 miles. About 3 miles. I walked about 3-some miles to the Oklahoma International Airport. And I bought me a ticket right up in there, and I flew right back to Seattle. So how you think you gonna get me? They riding around in Wichita. Where is he? Find him. Find him. We gotta get him. Man, I'm finna fly to Seattle. I'm way in Seattle. Nigga, I was in Seattle the 3rd. The 2nd. Then she got the nerve to get on my Facebook and talk about that's messed up how you left. And fuck you. I never knew you. Now this is supposed to be your daughter now. She about what? How old age you was? 19. About 18 or 19 years old acting like this. Federals trying to slime you out just like Romelius. Soon as I pull up in Wichita, Kansas, on the first time I ever went to Wichita, they came to the store. All of them come to the store. I see Erica, the mother. I hug her. You know what I'm saying? I'm very Mr. Vulnerable. I'm Mr. Empath at the time. But see, Father kept me in stupor. That means Father made me look like I was stupid, but it was all about Father looking through the window the whole time. I didn't have to do nothing. I'm his vessel. The next thing you know, here go Romelius and them pulling up. And I was just like, man, I got money. I got a lot of money. I'm finna get me a hotel room, and then I'm gonna try to rent me a little house over here, and then I'll be with you. I drove all the way from Mississippi. I drove all the way from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way to Wichita, Kansas in my Honda. When I get there, I hug them all. They all faking. I'm real in my heart. I'm real at the heart. These my children. So-called children. And then Romelius, so what you finna do? Because they wanted to see how I'm going to treat Erica. I hugged Erica. I said, hey, baby, I ain't seen you in so long. My baby mother, my first baby mama, the one that really supposed to stay with me to the very end, but she didn't. Next thing you know, I was like, shoot, I'm finna go get me a room. I said, I'm good. I'm finna get me a room. He was like, come on now. My dad ain't finna stay in no room. You can come stay at my house, Dad. You know, be with your granddaughter. I said, what granddaughter? Oh, me and Danae had a baby. You got a granddaughter. I said, no way, for real? To the point I got, not now, that shit don't exist to me no more. But at that time, I got a granddaughter by this nigga. This is my first child. Romelius is my first so-called child that was sleeping with his mama, Erica. But he had Danae, and he got Danae pregnant, and little baby beautiful. But I couldn't even be a grandfather to the baby because they were trying to use the baby as an operative. They were trying to, do all kind of slimy shit. I'm talking about, I said, man, I really don't want to go move in y'all house. I said, because I don't want to be off in y'all privacy or nothing. I said, I'll get a room for me. No, man, you my dad, man. I'm trying to go be, I want you to be my father, man, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, all right, bro. He said, I got a room in there. I got a room that ain't nothing in there. We clean it up and make it your room, Dad. And I was like, all right, well, let me follow y'all there. And I followed him over to his apartment. And then I had all my clothes and all my stuff in the car. And I had a gang of money. I had like $1,000 on me. I had about over $1,000. I filled the tank up. I put oil in my car. And I bought me a gang of weed, and I got on the highway. So I ain't really spend no money. I already had food stamps and all that stuff. Did I have food stamps? I don't think I had food stamps. I bought some food. But then I follow over there. Soon we go in the house, I'm like, this is crazy. I grab the grandbaby. I'm like, this is my grandbaby. I'm sincere in the heart. But then they were finna start doing it as an operative, just like all this other shit with the kids. So, you know what I'm saying? Father said, keep your structure away from the child because they ain't gonna let you be a real grandfather. Because see, me, I was gonna pull the Bible out in front of my grandbaby and teach my grandbaby the Bible. I was gonna have my grandbaby up in there learning the word, teaching her everything about God. But they were never gonna let me do none of that. They was in there trying to set me up for failure. And the next thing you know, I seen the room and fell for Father let me fall for it. And next thing you know, we hit the hallway. I give him like I gave him 250. I gave him 260. I gave him 200. Then I came back and gave him 60. So I gave him 260. I said, I'll give you about 300. And then he was like, I said, here, bro. Bam, bam, bam. I gave him 200 right then. I said, when I get some change, I'll give you some more. He was like, all right, my dad got money, all right. I'm like, come on, man, what y'all thought? I said, but me and you need to talk, Roro. So we got up in the car, and I asked Roro about that fake-ass Arteria Murphy Hubbard, because Arteria Murphy Hubbard was trying to get with Roro when Roro is my first baby mother child. And Arteria is the baby mother of my other children. And Arteria was sitting over here trying to get with my 14. They were messing with each other. I'm talking about she 30-something, and he was 13, 14 when she was sneaking on Facebook trying to slime him up into her. She was trying to make it where she can fly Roro over to Georgia and have sex with him and fly him back home and shop with him and all that stuff. My child that ain't even from her. She did some fake ass shit to put me in jail, and the next thing you know, while I was in jail, she was sending me commissary money. And then out the blue, she stopped sending me commissary money. And I called her, I'm like, why you ain't sending me no money? I'm sorry, I've been too busy. Oh my God, don't be talking to me like that. I'm like, that's what's up. You ain't got to send me nothing. I'm going to be all right. And hung up in her face. And she never sent me nothing else. I get out. As soon as I get out, it's like I went to go get in a shelter. I said, I ain't going to be over there with that witch. That witch sent me to jail. And next thing you know, I had my what money I had? Oh, I had my DSHS money. Yeah, I had my DSHS money. When I got out, I had like $300 on my card or something like that. And then I went and bought a phone over there in Milton. I went to Milton to the Walmart to buy a phone. And then I called them and I talked to the kids. The kids said, Dad, where are you? And I said, I'm at Walmart. Can you come to the park and talk to us? And I was like, all right, I'll come to the park, but I was just finna get on the bus and go. I just needed me a phone. And then I walked over to the park, the Freedom Park, that's my park. And the two kids, the fake Murphy Hubbard, she sent them over there, and they were like, Dad, Mom really loves you, and she's sorry for what she did to you, and she wants you to call her, and she wants you to come back home. I'm like, man, I can't come up in there, man. They told me I can't even be around her. Well, she said she ain't gonna call no police no more, and she's just gonna want to love you and marry you and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, man, I'll call her, and here she go. I miss him. But the whole time, she was over here masturbating to Romilius, and Romilius was showing his stuff and masturbating and releasing himself, and they doing all this shit on video, on face, on that video, you know, that what you call that Facebook, where you can go and talk to each other like that stuff. And next thing you know, so I go to the house. I said, all right, I'll go to the house with y'all, because I really was finna go. I said, look, the bus will be here in about like 37 minutes. So y'all need to talk. What's up? And I sat there and talked to them, and they were faking. They were operatives then, young ass little human beings that's operatives for the entities of the demonics. And next thing you know, I said, all right, I'll go with y'all. I said, but one thing, I told her, I said, if you do one thing, I'm going to disappear on you. And I said, you shall reap what you sow. And the next thing you know, I said, come on, grab my stuff for me, y'all. Let's go over here. So the so-called sons that supposed to be my real children, they grabbed all my little stuff I bought from Walmart, and we went back to the house. And it's a big house, a big, nice house in Milton. You know what I'm saying? A big, nice house. So when I get up in there, her dad, his devil ass, that nigga real Satan. He was the belated Satan. He's gone now. Satan gone. That nigga was the real Satan. And that nigga sat back and he was like, hey, my son-in-law, I missed you, man. If you need anything, just go and get some energy for the car. And if you need anything, take my card, get you a couple of things. And I was like, all right. So next thing you know, I think he just gave me the car at that time. But he wanted to get a bottle or something. It was something. But then he turned around. I got in the car and I went and picked up Murphy Hubbard. I went up, picked up that witch at Dollar Tree because she worked at Dollar Tree. She was operating out of Dollar Tree. That's a witch hut. That's how the witches really be over there, really doing some sinister stuff in there. And next thing you know, she come running out there like with them fake kisses and all that fake ass stuff she was doing. You know what I'm saying? And then she looked at her head was big as fuck, and she just looked. I said, look how she changing. She used to be bad, like a little cutie back then. She wasn't all that back then like that, but she was a little cutie to me. And look at this motherfucker, her head this big. I'm like, this bitch is a witch. She got hair growing on her chin and shit. I'm like, she's a witch. She done turned and converted into a witch. And then after that, she was like, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I love you. All this fake ass shit. And I was like, what's up, man? I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? You told me, I said, man, you told me that you were gonna help me. Why did you stop helping me up in the damn jail? You put me in jail. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to, come on, let's get you some weed and stuff. I said, now we talking. Let's go. So we hit the highway, and she gave me like about $100. She gave me about $140 or whatever. And, you know, I got some weed or whatever, and then all that stuff. And then we went to Chattanooga, and we just sat on the water and tried to talk out our little thing or whatever. And then it was like we supposed to be cool because she wanted to get all that good energy that I saved up in jail. I was in jail 40 days. I was in jail 90 days. 60. Was I in jail 60? I think I was in jail 60 days or 90 days. I think I was in there 90 days. And then after that, we went back to the house, and well, by the time she said, I want to do something for you. And we went to Kohl's, and she said, get you some shoes and stuff. Get you some shoes and stuff. She bought me some shoes. And I was like, why are you being so nice to me? And then the father shot me a download because she been messing with Romilius. She been messing with Roro. She been messing with your first child. And she guilty. She guilty. So look, everything pan out. I give her the energy and everything. I empty my shell in her. And next thing you know, it turns back to the same old witchcraft and trying to set me up. And I got quiet. I said, she was like, I don't want you working. I want you to stay here. Confirmation. I said, you got me messed up. I want to work. I'm not finna sit up in here. I wasn't even supposed to be around her. You feel me? I wasn't even supposed to be around her at all. And why you want me up in the house by myself? So I left. No, we got in a big fight. We got drunk at a bar. We went to a bar and we got in a fight because she was in there. The first time we went to the bar, we had a good time. I'm talking about feeling good. We on the dance floor and she video recording me. I'm like, hey. And next thing you know, we went home, made love and all that. But then the next time, look all that stuff they doing back there. See, that's not my trumpets. Then, yes, it is. Then the next time we went, I said, I felt that. I said, when we gonna go out again? We can go out tonight. But now this operative night, we get up in there, we get to drinking. She got some old bald head white boy, look like a body jump Jeff Bozo, sitting in the corner looking at her. She looking at him, trying to drain my energy. And I'm like, why are you staring at this white motherfucker? You want to go over there and be with that white motherfucker? Because you showed in his face. But then the girls over here in the corner, it was a bad cougar. She was just on me. And she was really it was really that I needed to shut up and just focus on that cougar. But I was so young and full of spark. I'm like, why are you looking over here? I was like, why are you looking at that nigga? Now I'm jealous, and here it go. Man, to the point I'm drunk now, and I'm like, Brain, come on, man, let's go, man. You done fucked up the night. And then we get in the car, and it went crazy. God versus the devil. Father, Lord Almighty versus the devil, the real Lucifer. To the point where I was flying in that little raggedy car. I said, take this car and run us off the road, bitch. To the point we got all the way to the house. I'm doing crazy stuff to scare her ass. And the next thing you know, we pulled right, a police was pulling, and she hit the horn, trying to make a big act in front of the police, but it was one of my uniforms. They did not stop, and they did not mess with me. And I grabbed her and shoved her in the corner like, you trying to set me up to go to jail. She hit the horn right when the police came. Bro, really trying to do that sinister Murphy Law crap. The Murphy Law themselves, Murphy. And next thing you know, after that, man, it was time. The next day, I turned around and I got me a job. The next day I left. But I couldn't get in the shelter. She had her hands on everything. They wouldn't let me in the shelters or nothing. They just wanted me on the street. I got a job. I was working at a restaurant, and I was making omelets and making eggs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? My godmama Kelly, beautiful white lady, gave me a chance. And she gave the right one a chance. Then here come all the police and all them coming in there for me to cook for them. But they sitting here mocking me for death. That's the real Jesus right there. Yeah, he cooking our food, but we gonna kill his ass. Because it was all about sacrificing me for the Catholic masses, which is the church houses. But oh, how Almighty God worked. Father, Lord Almighty works in mysterious ways. I'm talking about I kept working, bro. I kept working. Well, I started going to the park. And, you know, like I said, I got to find me somewhere because I left her. I'm like, man, fuck this witch. I'm going to stay in this park and I'm going to find somewhere to take a bath. And then I'm going to go to work every day. And I'm going to get this paycheck. And I'm getting on the Greyhound, and I'm getting the fuck away from here. I'm going to Seattle right now. No lie. No slander. I want to talk to you, man. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear none of that, bro. Why you coming over here in the park? I ain't at your house. Why you bothering me? I love you. Man, you are fed. Got me up in that house one more time. And the next thing you know, I had to slime my way through the house, bro. They were just really like one mismove. They were really finna do the biggest attack because I'm in an operative house. This house had cameras, hidden surveillance. This was a federal operative house. I had to walk on pins and needles to go to my job. You don't want to sleep with me? Why you don't want to sleep with me? I started sleeping in the corner. I didn't want to be around her. Then I'll wake up, she done game all the way over here laying up under me, raping me, trying to keep me, taking all my yoke out of me and keeping me unshielded. You feel me? So every time I walked out, it was a spiritual attack waiting for me. Ooh, Lord. You feel me? And then after that, bro, I was walking on pins and needles to work. Once I get out the door, I'm free. I'm like, man, let me get to work and work my job. I used to work every day from 7 in the morning to 2. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm talking about work 2 weeks straight, no support, no help, just going up in this house, sitting in the corner, being quiet. To the point where as soon as I come in the house, I roll me a blunt and I'm outside all day, all night. You need to come home. Why are you outside? I said, because I don't want to be around you and I don't want to argue. I don't want you to set me up to go to jail. I ain't finna put you in jail no more. But guess what? Before I even got the job, this what made me leave her. Deja called me, my so-called daughter. Deja called me and she was like, Dad, what's up? I said, what's up, Deja? How you been? I've been good. I'm glad you out of jail. I said, yeah, Artel put me in jail. That fake ass Artel put me in jail. And she was like, Dad, I need to tell you something. And I was like, what, Deja? She was like, you promise not to tell her? I said, I promise not to tell her. Deja, you know how me and you is. What's up? And she said, Artel, the fake Artel been trying to get with Romelius. I said, what you mean she trying to get with my son, my so-called son? Yeah, she been called, and at this time, Romelius ain't nothing but 14 finna turn. I think he had just turned 15. She 36. You understand? Sick shit. Just like her dirty father had a 15-year-old white boy in Seattle in his basement having sex with that boy. On God Almighty, King of the universe. So the next thing you know, like father, like daughter. But the next thing you know, Deja started telling me, she been sending Romelius money. She been sending him like $100 every week. She been buying him shoes and clothes and stuff. And so Romelius put her on speakerphone one night because he was feeling bad about how he was doing you, Dad. And next thing you know, this fake Murphy Hubbard was like, Ro, what's up? I want to talk about me and you. And then talking about, well, where's my dad? Where you know, sometimes I put your dad in jail just so I can have my free time. Why you put my dad in jail? And they were like, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about me and you. I got enough money to fly you to Atlanta. He was like, oh yeah? You want me to come to Atlanta? Yeah, come late, you know. She was finna fly my 15-year-old son over to Atlanta, Georgia to sleep with him and fly him back over to Kansas. And the next thing you know, he said, no, I can't do that to my dad. And she was like, well, you know, I sent you money, and she turned all mean to him and all that. I sent you money and everything. And he was like, yeah, but you're with my dad. But I don't want to be with your dad, bro. I want to be with you. 36 years old talking to a 15-year-old boy like that. Tell me that bitch ain't the devil. That's the devil, nigga. And that's from my other baby mama. Romelius is from my first baby mama. That witch. Like all these baby mamas is nothing but witches. Real witches. Mythical, medieval witches. So Deja told me everything. Then I said, put Roro on the phone. Put him on the phone right now. And he, yeah, what's up, Dad? I said, so tell me what's happening. And don't lie to me, boy. I said, don't even lie to me, nigga, because I already know you over here getting the money. You took the money. I said, you took money out my mouth. He said, I know, Dad, but I ain't know. She just kept calling me. She just kept trying to get with me and doing all this stuff, Dad. And you know, she just told me she wanted to fly me over and have sex with me and stuff. And da-da-da-da-da. And then, bro, look, come to find out, she been secretly messing with this boy since he was 13. Like, stalking him. Because he's a mini me. He's a younger me. He ain't me now. I never knew him. But anyway, after that, I confronted her. You thought I was gonna let that shit slide. And then I said, I'm leaving you. I said, I don't wanna be with you. I said, you over here trying to fly my son over here to Atlanta to have sex with him. I don't want you. And I went to walk out the door and she grabbed me. I'm like, man, get the fuck off of me, bitch. I ain't finna touch you or nothing. If you touch me, I'm calling the police. You ain't finna put me in jail. I'm putting your ass in jail. And I'm telling you, I ain't finna hit you or nothing. That's what you want. Get your hands off of me. She followed me all through the neighborhood. Please. All that old fake ass shit. Then grab my hand, just listen to me, please. And then pulled me in the house. And I'm like, man, what the fuck you gotta tell me, nigga? You over here trying to have sex with my 15-year-old son, and you're 36, 666. He talk like he's grown. You don't know what the things of. You shouldn't even be talking to him, period. I don't want to hear that. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm finna get out of here. The whole time after that, it was time to go. We plotted that so sexy. It took like 2 weeks to get this done. And then after that, all she wanted was vengeance. The number one she wanted vengeance on was Deja. She wanted to have Deja killed. Cause Deja told me. She wanted Deja dead. My daughter, my so-called daughter on that first side. You feel me? And then after that, bro, I'm talking about, it took 2 weeks to get this done. I was walking on pins and needles and going, they were tooling up in the house. They were practicing. They had it recorded. They were trying to get me on something major to throw me away. And it was way bigger than that. It was about this right here, right now. Christ Jesus. And the next thing you know, I turned around, bro, and Father made the blueprint. Father made me take a big bag. Because I had a lot of nice clothes and stuff and all that nice stuff. And Father made me take that bag and take it to work. And I put it at work. I already had put some stuff in it and caught her asleep. And I took it to work. And then every day I would take something in my backpack from my stuff and put it in that bag. I'm talking about every day I go to work, I filled that bag up for my trip. Nigga, I'm the wizard. You can't. I'm the wizard, boy, I'm telling you. Next thing you know, Friday came, payday. I took my last stuff and put it in my backpack. And I walked out playing smooth like some fake stuff. And she did not know. She didn't even suspect it. Father had left her delirious. And next thing you know, I went to the two boys and I hugged them real hard. And I kissed both of them on the head and I said, y'all be good, I'll see y'all. I'm not gonna see y'all today because I'm not coming back. At 12 p.m., I told my godmama Kelly that hired me. I said, Kelly, can I go on and get my check and cash it? And Kelly looked at me like this here, and Kelly knew I was finna go. And she said, yeah, I got you, Will. Let me go get your check. You did really good. She said, you did really good. Like she already, like it's crazy. It's time traveling, afterlife, real stuff. So next thing you know, she gave me my check. I folded and put it in my pocket. And I took my apron off, and Kelly said, me and Tom, because she took care of her husband, Tom, like a real woman that really loved her husband. Mr. Tom was dying of cancer, and she took care of him to the very end as a real Sarah. And next thing you know, I told Mr. Tom, I looked at Mr. Tom, I said, Mr. Tom, you stay blessed. I love you, man. He said, all right. You be good. And I said, all right. And next thing you know, Kelly and Tom left. And when they left, I grabbed my big bag and I left. They knew I was finna leave. I ain't even clock out. I just left because it's time to go. And next thing you know, I went to the bank, and then they tried to do witchcraft in the bank because I did not open my check until I got to the bank. And when I got to the bank, I said, God, please let this be enough to get to Seattle. Please, Father God, please let this be enough to get to Seattle. Man, I opened that check, it was $900. I said, I'm gone. It's time to go. God written. I'm talking about snuck out on that devil like a thief in the night. Cause God said, you better leave before 2 o'clock, cause she gonna be right here at 2 o'clock to harbor you and keep you there, cause she know you finna go. And plus, my lawyer, my SSI lawyer, had called me and said, you got your hearing. Like God said everything at the right time. He said, you gotta be here. He said, I need you here in Seattle for the hearing. I said, I'm gonna be there. And guess what? I told him that like a week before I got there. On God Almighty, I walked up in my lawyer's office, my Social Security lawyer's office, and said, what's up, man? And he said, look at that. All the way from Atlanta, Georgia. He said, look, oh yes, you is the great. They hugged me up in there. That boy is for real. That boy said he gonna be here, and he's here. And got my Social Security back activated because I went to prison. And when you go to prison, they cut your Social Security off, and you have to go and get it reinstated. Come on, man. I left that witch, boy. You don't do nothing like that to me. Me, inside of me, the body of Christ. You don't do that to Jesus Christ avatar that's inside the body of Christ. Confirmation. Boy, I blocked them numbers. I changed as soon as I got to Seattle, I changed my number. I don't know how we connected, but that witch was doing magic love spells to all kind of shit. Man, I had some bad, man, I'm talking about, bro. I got to Seattle that day. That day I got to Seattle, I went straight to the dispensary. And when I got me some fire, I was smoking all the way up there, but when I got to Seattle, I went right to my Raven nest, and everybody, what's up, King? I'm like, what's good? Nigga, I'm back, nigga. Smoked a big stick, and then when it got almost dark, God led me to Bellevue, Washington. And I went out there and I moved into a shelter. Back then it was a blessing. I ended up buying 2 cars at that shelter. I got in school. I was in the shelter going to college. I was in the snow, walking in snow all the way halfway up to my knee. And all my one pair of shoes, some Nike Techs, my one pair of shoes would be soaked in water and snow water. But I ain't give a damn. I used to take me an extra pair of socks so when I do get to school, I'll take the wet socks off and put my dry socks on until I got my school money. When I got my school money, nigga, I had so many damn pair of shoes, nigga, it was stupid. Nigga, I got 20, nigga, I got like 23, nigga, I got almost $3,000 the first school money. Then I was in the shelter for like, how long I was in that shelter? I was in that shelter for like 60 days or a little more. I'm talking about really banging it out with niggas and everything. Like, nigga, what you want to do? Bitch, I'll beat you up in here, bitch. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Y'all nigga doing drugs and shit. All the brothers on this back wall, we got jobs, we're going to school, we're doing things, and then y'all be over here trying to smoke dope on your bunks and blowing smoke around us. Nigga, we'll beat your motherfucking ass, bitch. We'll beat you half to death, nigga. Nigga, I had so many Michaels up in that motherfucker around King Tut. At the time, King David, nigga. The real King David. Them nigga be sitting there late night, smoking crack and meth on their bunks and blowing that shit around us. I was the first one to have to say something. Hey man, shut your mouth. What you wanna do, bitch? What's up, nigga? I'll beat your motherfucking ass, punk. I ain't reporting nothing, nigga. God, I'm this reported by God. And next thing you know, they came in like the angels, the real angels of the kingdom, came in out of nowhere, bro, and had a bunch of application for some brand new apartments. And they walked right to me first and said, you better get this, because they really wanted me to have an apartment. I filled that mud. They talking about fill it out. Nobody was filling their shit out. I filled my shit out right then and turned it in right then. And then I went from that shelter and went to the year-round shelter where I was staying in churches every 30 days. We were traveling to different churches and stuff. And they were trying to get me up in the churches. They all up in the churches. Let me guess, you want the chicken, don't you? That's a nigga joke. Nigga, I don't want none of your food. They bringing all this old poison ass food, trying to get me to eat. Nigga, every day I come up back in the shelter, into that year-round shelter, nigga, I had me a whole pizza, or I had me all my own shit. I don't want to eat your shit. I don't eat from nobody's hand. Y'all done tried to poison me a million times. Next thing you know, y'all, man, I'm talking about, bro, they came and did some foul shit right before. Bro, look, they took me, they said, y'all got to go to so-and-so to fill out your leasing agreement. They called my name. I said, oh my God, where is it? They showed me where to go. I walked there. Everybody else trying to catch rides and shit. I walked all the way over that motherfucker. Walked right up in there. What's up? Like, damn, you walk from the shelter? Hell yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get my place. That shit was about 2 miles. I ain't give a fuck. No, about a mile and a half. I was blowing all the way over there. And then next thing you know, a beautiful girl, she was a tomboy girl, but she was a bear. She was a bear kingdom. That's the good, holy, righteous animal. The droid, the bear noids, them good kingdom co-workers. And she was a tomboy, and she picked me to do my paperwork. And we did all my paperwork. She took me to my apartment. Did they take, I think they took us in a van or something, or did we go there? Yeah, they took us there. And then they took us in there, we met the manager and all that old stuff, and did a little orientation, and then they gave me my key. They did the paperwork in the office in there, and they gave me my key. And I was on the 4th floor, the top floor. It was a brand new apartment building, brand spanking new. I went to my door, Big King had the big corner, and I'm talking about, I opened that door, bro. And when I opened, it was a studio apartment, brand spanking new. I opened that apartment door, bro. I fell to my knees and cried. My face hit the floor, and I cried a puddle of joy and happiness and thankfulness and gratefulness, bro. The puddle was damn near this big. And the girl, she's like angel. She like, I felt like she turned into God, like one of the saints of God, just watching me and laughing and crying laughing with joy to see me doing this. Like she knew it was God that helped me. And next thing you know, man, she hugged me. She was like, "We gonna get you set up, King." That's the first time they called me King. I said, "Yeah." King David, you know who it is. But really, really JC the whole time. I'm the real JC. And then that's when they turned all that old muskrat and devil shit against me. You see, I told you when my oracle godmother, Augusta McCoy, my grandmother, was still in this third dimensional realm of this lifetime before she passed over and received glory. I'm telling you, bro, man, nigga, everything. I was getting everything. I went to what that is, Union Gospel Mission warehouse, signed some papers, and filled my house with furniture. I'm talking about beautiful furniture. And they helped me bring it. One of the old pastors at that church helped me get it and bring it. He was a good white man. He helped me though. And then after that, start Miss Cat. She brought me accessories like microwaves, dishes. She just loved me. Miss Cat was beautiful. I found a rose this big. It was on the vine. It was on the stem. It was in the ground. I cut it for Miss Cat and gave it to her. She never forgetted that. And next thing you know, I bought me a big ass TV, put it on a wall mount. Had my games. Everything was set. And then next thing you know, here go this stinking ass Murphy Hubbard. But before that, it was Deja rotten ass. Deja came to destroy me for real. They sent Deja to destroy me. And it only destroyed her. It made me really not like Deja no more. She was sitting there talking about, "We want your soul. We want your soul." And then all that stuff I did for her as a father doing for a daughter. I had girlfriends. I had a couple girlfriends, and she was just in the way of me, all my shit. She was in the way. I had met a new one, and she was a blow up. But that was back then. I didn't know, and I was having fun. And she was my little thing. She was a little classy one. And then I had the one in the building. That was the one that I was really on right there. Because I almost got her pregnant. I should have got her pregnant. I really should have got Shauna pregnant. Because she wanted me to get her pregnant. Shauna native and black. I'm native and black. I'm Cherokee and black. My Augusta McCoy is Cherokee and black. Mary Bates is Cherokee and black. So what you think I come from? Cherokee and black. And Shauna was Muckleshoot. She was Muckleshoot and black. I think she wasn't Blackfoot. She was Muckleshoot and black, native. She was Muckleshoot native and black. But she had some old meth head nigga, Preston bitch ass, and you know what I'm saying? I stayed ready to put him on in the ditch. Nigga, I'm banging your girl real good, nigga. You out here smoking meth and shit. She don't want you. But then she was just old, She was just a little friend, that's all. We were just friends. She'll come into my apartment and play that game and get smacked and leave. And we'll just walk around each other looking at each other like this. Like I don't even know that motherfucker. I've been all up in there. But I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all. I ain't finna talk for 3 hours tonight. But at the end of the day, I just need to get that off to let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying, all this shit with these children are just as demonic as the damn parents. You better believe it now. It's just the good babies that prevail. The good righteous children always prevail. The righteous always prevail. The wicked will not prevail. It's just like that, y'all. It's just like that. This is stuff that I guess Father want me to bring to y'all to let y'all know. I'm letting y'all know the blueprint and the pattern that they done to me. You know what I'm saying? Even through the kids. That's why Father shut the door on that first set of kids. Look in the scriptures. King David left the first set. Moses left the first set of kids and created the new kids. You feel me? Created the new kids, the kids of Father Lord Almighty. This is Moses' time. This is King Tut, Lord Justice King Tut time to go ahead and have new children. And not only is I'm having new children, I'm having some twins. I'm having myself again, and I'm having my grandmother, Augusta McCoy. I'm finna have myself again, and I'm finna have my grandmother. And they both twins. Because they can't... Augusta McCoy, William Smith, look, we're all in one. We're all together. So they're going to come out of the container as twins, as one body. But they're going to be in two. We finna have them doing that devil shit no more. Trying to tell you now, ain't no games. This is my time. That's it. That's a backfire. They doing that purposely, or they probably getting popped at. I don't know. The other night they were getting hit at for real. So now y'all understand that the 31 months was really 31 years, because I'm in 5202. They in 2025. Let me add that up. Here come this gang stalker. One gang stalker leaves and another one comes. I don't know who this is, and I ain't trying to know, but they gonna get what they deserve. These are false persecutioners and all that. Yeah, that's old funky nigga. See that car finna blow up. That funky nigga hitting them pipes and all that shit. Seven, 1, 3, 1. Look, I'm 3,177 years in the future of their presence. You see what I'm saying? I'm 3,177 years of their presence ahead. I'm way in the future because I'm on 5202. It's year 5202 for me, and it's 2025 for them. You feel what I'm saying? And right here, let me show you this here. So that means 31 months and 77 days that I am ahead of them. 31 months and in this earthen, in this surface, the earthen time is 31 months and 77 days that I'm ahead of them. But really righteously, I'm 3,177 years ahead of them. You feel me? But when you break it down, it's 31 months and 77 days. It's finna be 32 months. Come on, man. Come on, man. Got away from their ass. They gotta, it takes them 3,177 years to catch up to me. And they'll never do it. They way down there, we way up here. We in paradise, they in hell, hell, hell. And when I get all this money, I'm gonna have a good time. You will never see me at none of my houses. I get this money, you will never see me at none of my houses. I'm finna be everywhere. It's time. Look at that. I'm telling you now, it's time. We finna get our true blessings out here. We're not gonna let the wicked and evil take us away from us. No more. We done pulled that ship cover off the space ark. We done pulled that ship cover, that ship, that Titanic, the ship of the Titanic. We done pulled that cover off the ship, the space ark. And now, you know what I'm saying, that shit, we ripped that cover where it'll never come back and cover this ship up again, this space ark of Noah. Cause I know everything. Yeah, I'm gone now. So, you know, that's just to let y'all know, you know what I'm saying? That's another little story tale that I need y'all. It's like God, Father is using me to show y'all my pathway, my walk. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's all good. I'm gonna bring some positive insight to some real stuff to y'all nowadays, because this stuff now is very serious. Because when you got people sitting around, I'm talking about alien operating against God's holy universal divine will, Jah will, King Jah will, God's will, God's holy sacred will, the sacred innocent slaughtered lamb. That was the only creature that could crack the seven seals, the 7,777 seals. Come on, man. And they can't even, they're locked. They're locked. They are finna go straight into no existence. None of them gonna be out here for the future. And they will never resurrect to come back again. They will not ever resurrect to come back and try to destroy the surface ever again. You hear me? This is where we shut this down for good. They're not gonna take this from us no more. The galactic, republic, universal, cosmic, spiritual, angelic, time-traveling earththings. The rebirths of God, the true Hebrew Israelites of Judah. is real lights of the galaxy. What is lights? Stars. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, get out of here. And I'm king of everything. I'm the king of Israel. I'm the king of Judah. I'm the king of Jerusalem. I'm the king Elijah, John the Baptist, Jedediah, Sariel, the great archangel of death of God, the Grim Reaper, boy. Real Grim Reaper. I told you this. That's why they be trying to do all that slimy stuff in the daytime. At nighttime, they can't, bro, look, they running. It's finna get serious because my family, Ogun finna get busy. Cause once we hit them, it morphs into them and make them human again. Nigga. When we start popping these niggas, I'm telling you, all my shadows, my first dimensionists, they come to the 2 and they come to the 3. We gonna bring them from the 1 all the way into the 3. Where they can come in and out whenever they want to and really just be out here in the 3, GTA. We bringing the GTA into the 3, from the 1 to the 3, I'm telling you. You're going to see this in a minute and you're going to really see the real GTA out here, boy. This ain't GTA 5 or 6. This GTA Infinity. With my ARMPs. My ARPs. My ARPs. Love me, Daddy. I love you. I love you, Daddy. So all that dark stuff that they doing it to themselves. They finna suffer, they finna be punished severely. This came out the scriptures. Father said, I'm punishing them severely. They finna get punished on both levels. They gone, bro. I'm gone too. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all.